Hi guys, welcome back. Today I am super excited to share with you the new Mom on the Go planner. This is a planner that I have been drawn to time and time again. I absolutely love all of the details and the extras that this planner provides. And this year they really stepped up the game. So I'm going to do a review for you, share with you what's different this year from previous years, and just the overall layout of this new planner. So this is the Mom on the Go planner from intheleafytreetops.com. I will leave a link down below, so if you're interested in taking a look, you can do so. This is the academic year, so it runs from August 2017 through July of 2018. It's the same insides basically, just the months are a little bit different because it's running through the academic year rather than the just normal year, January through December. So everything that you see in this will be the same for the yearly Mom on the Go planner. Okay, so right off the bat, I noticed a change from last year with the covers. This year, they do have interchangeable covers. So basically, there are little slits in each section, so you can take off your covers, and they have made new cover designs as well, so you can change your cover out easily. Another difference from this year to last year's cover was a nice thick laminate, but the design stopped right here. So you could see some of the underlying page through the cover, which honestly didn't bother me, but I do love how this year the design goes right to the coil. So you don't see any of the pages underneath. It's still a really, really sturdy laminate cover. I think it's almost thicker than last year also. It's really nice. And this is in the scratches design. Opening the planner up, another change from last year is this beautiful vellum page, and it is foiled and it says Life Organized. It just is another added touch that makes this planner even more special feeling and just beautiful. One thing you'll notice throughout the planner is that there are several different patterns and designs that, again, just makes this planner so beautiful and unique compared to a lot of other planners that are out there. So this first section in the planner, you have some extra planning pages. So you have a quote over on this side here, and then you have a year at a glance, which, because this is the academic planner, it runs from August 2017 to July of 2018. And then turning the page over here on the left is the 2018 through 2019 planning pages for a year at a glance. And you have this plan ahead page over here, which runs August 2018 through July of 2019. So that way, if you know you have a dentist appointment August the following year, you can jot that down so you don't forget to put it in your new planner. The next two pages are designed for birthdays and anniversaries. I love having all of the birthdays and anniversaries listed in with my main planner. So that way I don't have to rummage through a different planner or a different insert. They're all right there, and I can easily jot down from month to month whose birthday it is, so I'm not forgetting anyone's birthday. This next page over here is a few of my favorite things, and it lists out things like treat, season, flower, restaurant, store, food, scripture, TV show, activity, dream, speaker, craft, so on and so forth. So that way you can kind of use this as a memory keeper of what things you were interested in and what your favorite things were for this year. Over here on the right is a contact page, so you can just list out some of your contacts. I do like to do this because sometimes, you know, your phone dies or you don't have it on you. So those important contacts, it is nice to have written down somewhere so you don't run into a situation where you can't remember who you need to call and your phone is dead. These next pages are new to the planner, and I absolutely love them. I think they will come in so helpful. This is the yearly medical appointment, so you can list out your months over here on the left-hand side, which I've already done. And then it has a spot for a doctor, pediatrician, OBGYN, dentist / ortho, optometrist, immunizations, ENT specialist, dermatologist, counselor, surgery / other. So you can list out all of your family medical appointments in one area. I think this will be great because I always get those cards from the dentist and doctors, and the appointments might be for 6 months or a year later. And I always end up losing those cards, and I have to call the following year and find out Well, now I can just jot them right in one area and have a quick overview of all of our medical appointments. I think this will be a great reminder also. So if you see, oh, I have to schedule an appointment for my kids in the next 6 months for a dentist, it will kind of prompt you to do that because you can see the entire year at a glance. So I love these pages. I'm so happy that they added them in here. The next 2 pages kind of continue on with healthcare information. So this top section here is listed medical professionals, and it has a list of family doctor, pediatrician, OBGYN nurse, dentist, orthodontist, optometrist, ENT specialist, dermatologist, and counselor, and a spot where you can add their name and phone number. Again, I think this is great. So at a quick glance, you know their name and number, so it's easier to just look sometimes in one general area for those type of things other than searching your phone or the online or something like that. So I think this is great also to have it in one spot. And then down below here you have a section to list emergency numbers, which include the ER, poison control, hospital, and police station. And then they include your pharmacy information, which again could be helpful if you need to refill a prescription or get a prescription. I think it's kind of convenient to have those listed there. And then over here on the right-hand side is a medicine tracker, which I think is great for kids who have, need to be on medicine short term, and sometimes it's kind of hard to remember how long they need to be taking it, how often. So this kind of has a list where you can name your family members over here on the left, the type of medicine that they need, the reason why they need it, the quantity, and the date that it expires. This is also great if you have some medicine that your family member is on regularly. And it's great because if your doctors ask, are you taking any medication, you can just glance at this list and have the names right there and all of the information in one spot. Down below here is a symptom tracker, which I personally find helpful. I have recently, within the past 5 years, developed severe food allergies, and for a long time really did not know what was triggering it. So I think this is kind of nice because you can keep track of different symptoms. If one of your kids has a new onset, you can track that and kind of figure out what's triggering it and whatnot. So I think that's kind of nice to have that included as well. The next pages are important and handy information. So basically just names and phone numbers of different people that you might need to be in touch with: attorney, accountant, veterinarian, salon/spa, plumber, yard service, electrician, insurance information, and church leaders. So a lot of these planners will have religious aspects in them. They are designed by a Mormon woman. So there is the Mormon Mom planner, and this is not focused on the Mormon religion, but it does have religious aspects throughout, which I think is kind of nice, and it's subtle enough where if you are not religious, you can still really appreciate the rest of the planner without being overwhelmed by religious aspects of it. On this page over here, there are a little section here for babysitters, so you can have their names listed and their phone numbers. And then there's a section for online accounts and subscriptions. And down here is a section for favorite blogs/websites. The next section of this planner is a thank you card and gift tracker. So you can write down who you sent a thank you card to and the reason why, and then check it off once it's sent. I think, again, this is just kind of nice to keep track of, so that way you're not forgetting to send those cards. And if you do think, oh, geez, did I send a card for this? You can kind of look back and say, yep, I did. It's been sent. I don't have to worry about it. Over here is just a page of grid paper. And then turning the page, there is a section here to track the Old Testament and the New Testament. So if you are going through and reading the Bible, you can go ahead and track that on these 2 pages. Then there is another page of grid dot paper, and then we get right into our monthly and weekly spreads. So I am so drawn to all of the beautiful designs in this planner. They are wonderful and just so vibrant, and each month has a different pattern and color scheme, and it just makes the planner, like I said, just feel so special and really nice. So one thing I want to know about this new planner, and this is probably the biggest improvement that I have seen in the planner, is the paper quality. That was one of my biggest complaints in previous years, is the paper quality just wasn't quite there. It was, I would say, a step above, store-bought planners, but it really wasn't all that nice, to be completely honest. There was a lot of pen bleed through, and I know a lot of people like to stamp, and a lot of stamps bled through. This year, they upped their game, and they really did a great job with the paper quality. It is so smooth and much thicker, and it just feels wonderful. They also changed the dividers of each month. It's a heavier cardstock, and it almost has like a satin finish. It's really nice. Each divider has a different quote on it. So I'll just quickly go through and show you each month and the pattern for each month. So this is August of 2017, and it just says, be a pineapple, stand tall, wear a crown, and always be sweet. September's is kind of cute because it's kind of like a paper theme, for back to school. And it says, though we are incomplete, God loves us completely. Though we are imperfect, God loves us perfectly. Though we may feel lost and without compass, God's love encompasses us completely. October has this really fun plaid pattern, and each pattern carries through for the monthly and weekly spreads as well. So if you are not a huge planner decorator, but you do like to have a decorative planner, it's kind of nice because it's already decorated somewhat for you. I really enjoy that. So anyways, October's is the joy we feel has little to do with the circumstances of our lives and everything to do with the focus of our lives. November has the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. December's divider reads, Jesus Christ is the light that dispels fear, provides assurance and directions, and engenders enduring peace and joy. I really like the pattern for December as well. I think it's very festive, and I think it'll be fun to decorate with this pattern for Christmas. January has knowing where you are going and how you expect to get there can bring meaning, purpose, and accomplish to life. February says be a woman who overcomes obstacles by tackling them in faith instead of tiptoeing around them in fear. March is God does not begin by asking us about our ability, but only about our availability. And if we then prove our dependability, He will then increase our capability. March is no matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. May is kneel down to pray, step up to serve, reach out to rescue. June has admire someone else's beauty without questioning your own. And July is born to stand out. There's also a divider for the home and family section, which I'll go over in more detail in just a moment. But this divider is beautiful, and it has a nice pattern around it, and it says, love is spoken here. So for each month, the setup is basically the same, with the exception of a few specific months that have a few extras added in, which I will talk about in just a moment. So the basic setup of every month, you have this divider page. When you flip that over, there is a page of grid dot paper on the left. On the right is kind of a dashboard of how you can strengthen relationships in your life, which I love starting the month out with kind of highlighting the people that matter the most to me. So it has a place for your Heavenly Father, your spouse, your children, your friends, family, and neighbors. So you can kind of just really take a moment to think about how you want to strengthen relationships in your life. And I think that's really important. Turning the page is an overview of the month. It also has a section here for notes. And then it has the next 2 months actually. So this is September's overview, and it has October here and November here. So you can quickly glance at the next few months as well. Then you get into your weekly spread. I really, really like this weekly layout. There's like a place for everything. So up top here, you have kind of all those extras. So you have different spots to put different notes, inspiration. You also have a little tracker here. Then over here on the left, there's 2 to-do lists. Then you have your 3 sections, which you can label as you want. And then there's this little box down here at the bottom. So there really is a space for everything. After the weekly layouts, you have these pages here, which this one is just some extra notes for the month, so you can add in here whatever you'd like. There's a spot to list what you would like to read, people to visit, and places to visit. And then you have your monthly budget section here, and then some more notes over here. So pray for section, call or write, and gifts to give. After those pages, you have another monthly view. I love this for our monthly meal plan. I know some people use it to track exercise or their work schedule. You can use this in so many different ways. So it's designed to have 4 weeks. It has the dates listed out, Sunday through Saturday, and then 4 separate columns over here on the right for note taking. After that monthly spread, there are some added note pages at the end of every month. So you get 3 note pages at the end of every month, and then that continues to the following. So every month has those planning pages in it. There are a few months that have some extras, and this is what really makes this planner just amazing for me. Everything is in one spot, and I'll share with you some of those extras. So for August, here is the monthly meal plan that I've already listed out. Then there is an extra grid paper here. So I've just used this for our fall goals. And I will go through after in a separate video and share with you exactly how I have set this up to meet our needs. But right now I'm just going to talk about the overall layout. So in August, you have some back to school planning pages, which I find incredibly helpful. So you have your back to school schedule. I like to list here Dylan, Blake, and Julia's schedule. So their sports schedule, their school schedule, like when they have their extras like art, gym, music, so on and so forth. I also like to list out my work schedule, our home schedule, so I can kind of have an overview of, okay, Monday's super busy, I'm not going to get much accomplished. Tuesday's a pretty relaxed day, so I can get a lot more cleaning done, and so on and so forth, just having that visual there. And then a miscellaneous schedule here. So just in case something else pops up that we need to add to our schedule, we have a spot for that. This page over here has goals and a to-do section. So again, it's great to sit down with your kids and talk about goals that they want to achieve for the new year and a list of to-dos to prepare for the new year. This next section over here is the back to school shopping list. There are 6 different lists here, and you can customize them however you'd like. I have 3 kids, so I designate 2 lists per child. 1 list is for their supply list and 1 is for their clothing needs. I've covered up part of this section because I've already gone ahead and filled it out, but this is the school info section. So you have 3 different sections that are all the same. So if your kids are in separate schools, you can list out all of their information. There's a spot to put the school address, the principal, the counselor, the PTA president, the phone number, the attendance office, and the lunch specialist. The section down here is for extracurricular activities. There's a section to list the name, the phone number, and what day during the week those activities are happening. So I like to list out the coaches' names, their numbers, and what day they have practice and games, and so on and so forth. In November, there are extra planning pages for Thanksgiving, which I find very helpful. There is a to-do list, a decoration list, traditions, miscellaneous, a little section down here that you can add a list or a quote, and then over on the right-hand side, there are some meal planning pages, so appetizers, main dish, on the side, desserts, beverages, and bread and rolls. And then a spot where you can list your blessings and your favorite recipe. December has included an entire Christmas planning section, which is amazing. There is a section to write a to-do list over here on the left. Decorations, traditions, miscellaneous, again a quote or a little list down at the bottom. Your meal planning pages for Christmas, so appetizers, main dish, sides, desserts, beverages, and other / miscellaneous. And then a recipe here that's highlighted. Then you have a double page gift planning section where you can list out the gifts, the recipients, and then there's a little check mark over here for buy, made, or wrap. And then you have stockings, online shopping, stores, that you bought items from. So if you buy things online, you can list out the store you bought it from and then check it off once it's arrived. You have a list for extended family, a list for parents, a list for friends, and work/church. And then one gift planning list over here on the left. And then on the right, you have your Christmas card list, so you can keep track of everyone you want to send cards to. It has a place for their address, and then check them off once they've been mailed. And then you have a year in review section. January has included an entire spread for making goals for the following year. So you have your spiritual goals, your physical goals, educational goals, social goals. There's a project wish list over here on the right, a travel wish list, a generalized wish list, a spot to list your word of the year. And then you have over here on the left-hand side a section where you can list out your definition of success, your spiritual gifts, your talent/skills, your personality, your top priorities. And then over here on the right, there's a section to list out what's working well for you in your life, what isn't working well, your current obligations and commitments and how much time is involved in those, habits that you'd like to implement, and how you're going to implement those. April has included an entire Easter spread. So you have, again, your to-do list, decorations, traditions, miscellaneous lists, your meal planning pages, so your appetizers, main dish, on the side, desserts, beverages, and bread and rolls, and again, a favorite recipe. June has included a summertime plans page, so you can list out your plans for Monday through Saturday. So if you have certain things that you'd like to do on specific days, you can list that out. There's also a page here for your goals and a to-do list to get prepared for the summer. Also new to this year is that at the end of all of your months, they have included August of 2018 and September of 2018. So that way, while you're waiting for your new planner to come in, you can still be planning out your upcoming months. I'm really excited that they have included those pages because I do find it frustrating when you are in between planners and waiting for one to arrive, but yet done with the previous year's planner. There's kind of a gap sometimes in between planners, and it's frustrating because you do need to still get your plans for the previous months on paper. So I like how they have included those. Next, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the home and family section. The first page is a Together Forever page, and it's basically committed to you and your marriage, so or your significant other. So you have your needs, your wants, and then a section down here for love and respect, talent and hobbies, intimacy, communication, spirituality, and work and education. So again, it's kind of nice to list out different goals that you have for your marriage for the year. There is a section here to plan out birthday plans, information for shoe size, pant size, shirt size, neck size, and allergies, which is kind of nice if you're shopping. You can just pick up some clothes for your significant other, and maybe if you've forgotten what size they have, you can glance there. I love that they've added this year. This is date plans. So you have 12 sections so you can plan out a date per month. And I really like that. I think it's important to make time for each other. The next page is listed all about me, and it has, again, needs, wants, stresses / triggers, motivations, self-esteem / health, talents and hobbies, friends, work ethic and activity, testimony, and education. There's a new tracker here for the year, which I think is kind of nice. You can list your month here, and if you're working on a specific goal throughout the year, you can kind of track your progress. Again, there is a information section, so your shoe size, pant size, shirt size, vest size, waist size, and allergies, and then just anything that you'd like to add to it right there. The next few pages are for your children. So it's called It's the Little Things. And there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 spreads similar to this one, exactly the same as this one. So you can list up to 6 kids in here, which is pretty awesome for your larger families. So you have a section here to list their name, their needs, their wants, a monthly tracker. So if there are things that you are trying to work on with your kids, you can track their progress here. Again, the same goals listed at the bottom for self-esteem, talents and hobbies, friends, work ethic and activity, testimony and education. There's a section where you can plan out birthdays or list out plans for a birthday, shoe size, pant size, shirt size, and allergies. And then again, this is kind of an added tracker, which is kind of nice because you can kind of focus on one thing per month or just list out whatever you need to in this area. The next section in the family and home section is this family ideals. It gives a space to list your mission statement, your rules, your traditions, and your family goals. I really like that they've added this because I think sometimes we get so caught up in everyday life and here, there, and everywhere that we forget to take time to think about these things. And I think it's really important for your family to talk about these things and work together and just kind of go over what's important to you and what your goals are as a family. The next section is this divide and conquer. I love this quote here. If you're doing it all yourself, you're doing it all wrong. I think that's perfect. It has a list here of zone ideas, which this is new and I really like it. I think it's great because it gives you some inspiration. And then this section is the divide and conquer section. So it lists out responsibilities, who is responsible for them, and how often. The next 2 pages are for your financial management. So over here on your left, there is a debt tracker. So you can keep track of eliminating your debt. And then there is a donation section and a financial reserve section, so you can keep track of those 2 areas. The next 2 pages here are to plan out your preparations. This is something I really want to focus on within the new year. I really want to get better at being prepared. So it has here a place to list out your emergency plan, your sources of water, important information, alternative shelter, and then over here it has different lists. So your 72-hour kit, your medicine, your bulk food, first aid, gear and tools, documents, seeds and garden, tech backup, fuel and oil, and then this extra section down here. Again, I think this is really great to have in your planner so that way you can be thinking about these things and being prepared for whatever may happen. The next 2 pages is a house of order. I love routines and I love that they've included these in the planner because I think it's very helpful to have a place to list all of these things. So you have a list of your daily tasks Monday through Saturday, your weekly tasks here, week 1, 2, 3, and 4. The next section over here is a place where you can list your monthly and quarterly tasks. So it has January, February, March as the first quarter, April, May, and June as the second quarter, July, August, and September as the third quarter, and October, November, and December as the fourth quarter. Again, it's a great visual if you know you have things that need to be done monthly or quarterly to list that out so that way you're keeping track of everything. And then you have your annual tasks for the house and the yard and garden, and then another planning section here. The next 2 pages are vacation planning, which I think is great because again, you can plan out one, major vacation per year and have a place to plan it all out. So there's a section here to list where and when, your budget, your to-do list, your plans and activities, a meal plan, your toiletries list, clothing and shoes, gear, documents, tech stuff, and other / miscellaneous, and then a section here for the don't forget items. And then at the end of that you have 2 grid paper pages, and then this back page here, and then we get into the double-sided folder, which is very thick and sturdy, and then a clear pocket back here. So that is a look at the new Academic Mom on the Go planner for 2017-2018. I absolutely love all of the improvements, especially the paper quality. They have really knocked it out of the park with this one. I think it is a beautiful planner, and I will leave a link down below where you can get it if you're interested. And please stay tuned for a planner setup video. I will show you how exactly I have set up this planner to suit all of our needs. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.